Hello, guys. Welcome again. Today, I'm going to talk about the interview documents that you need to put together and take to your interview as a single parent. Okay. I know most of the documents that you'll be taking to the interview will be similar to other applicants. But as a single parent, there is one important document that you may need to bring to the interview if you want to be able to travel with a child without the other parent. So stick around. I'm going to go through the list and then give you that tip. Okay, I'm going to go through the checklist of things that you need to take to your interview, and then I will talk a little bit more about each document as I go down the list. But as always, I would say that please check with your embassy's website to see if there are other additional information that might be unique to them that you might need to bring to the interview. Okay, so on your interview day, these are the documents that you need to take with you as a single parent who plans on traveling with their child. Okay, the first thing that you need to get on your list will be your interview appointment letter. Interview appointment letter will allow you to enter the embassy. You cannot just show up at the embassy. So don't forget to bring that permission slip, which is your interview appointment letter. Okay? The next thing that you need to bring will be your DS-260 confirmation pages. Because you're traveling with your child, then you must have two DS-260 confirmation pages, one for you and one for the child. The confirmation page will have a barcode that contains biometric information there, so don't forget that form. If you don't have it in hand, check your email, because after you submitted your DS-260 application, you have the option of emailing that to yourself, or if you didn't do that, log in back into your DS-260 application and get this document, and then log into your child's DS-260 application and print this out. Logging into your DS-260 application doesn't unlock your DS-260 application. You are just printing. You are not modifying anything. You are not making any changes. You are only printing the confirmation page. So you log in and go all the way to the end and then print those documents. You must have two. If you have one child coming with you, if you have two children that are coming with you, then you must print the DS-260 confirmation pages of every single person who is coming with you. So if you have two children, you will need 3 confirmation pages. If you have 4 children, you need 5 confirmation pages, 1 for you and 4 for the children. So get the confirmation page of everyone. Okay. The next thing is that, and then just in case you're now realizing like, oh my God, I didn't fill out the DS-260 application for my child, then when you go for the interview, mention it. Let the CEO know, and then they will tell you to go fill out, a DS-260 application for the child. But tell them that they need to unlock your DS-260 application for you to be able to add an applicant. Don't leave the embassy until you let the embassy, whether it's the CEO or any official of the embassy, be aware that they need to unlock your DS-260 application for you to add your child on. And this is for somebody who didn't know or may have forgotten that they need to fill out a DS-260 for the child who will be accompanying them to America. Okay? The next thing will be your passport photos. You need at least 2 passport photos in color. So 2 passport photos for yourself and 2 passport photos for every applicant. And in this situation, when I say applicant, I'm talking about anybody who is going with you. So you are an applicant, your child is also an applicant. If you have children, they are all applicants. So make sure you get 2 passport size photos for each applicant. So it should be in color, not black and white. Make sure it follows the correct passport photo requirement for American visa. When you go to the photo studio, just tell them that you need an American passport photo and they will do it for you. And then write your name, your full name at the back of your photo, your last name, and then your last name, comma, your first name and middle name, and then you write your date of birth. Write that on every single passport photo. So for your own passport photo, you write your full name. So if your name is Epiati Ifa, you will write Ifa comma, Equiati, and then you write your date of birth underneath. You do that for both of your passport photos, and then you do the same for each one of your children also, okay? It helps for them to know, like, oh, this photo belongs to this person, this photo belongs to this person. The next thing that you need to bring to your interview will be birth certificates. You need to bring your own birth certificate. You need to bring birth certificates of your child or your children. Each applicant must have their birth certificate, their original birth certificate. So bring your own, bring those of your children there. All right. The next thing that you need to bring is to bring your educational certificate. You as the principal applicant, they are not concerned about the children. You as the principal applicant, you need to bring your educational certificate. And if your educational level, the highest level is to secondary school, then you're only going to bring one. But if you've gone beyond secondary school, then you need to bring your secondary school and all the education certificates that you have obtained beyond secondary school too. Okay, bring all of that. It doesn't matter whether you're using your employment or your occupation as qualification. You must bring that because that information was provided on your DS-360 application. So you must bring support for that. Okay. The next thing that you need to bring will be your work experience. If you are employed, then you need to bring your work experience. You bring your resume, your job appointment letter with a company on the company letterhead, saying that you, this person, you work here, this is your role, how long you've been working here, this is how much you get paid, signed by your supervisor, and they should provide a contact so that if the embassy wants to call back to, verify the authenticity of this document, they can talk to somebody. Okay, so bring that, whether you're using your education as to meet the requirement or not. Bring that information. The reason why you should bring both documents are, one, you already put them on the DS-360 application that you employed, so you must show something that, okay, you're employed. What did you do? If you're self-employed, then you need to show something. How do you show somebody that this is what I do? I'm a dressmaker. Send pictures. Send something, a portfolio to show that these are the things that I make. Okay. The other thing is that if you go for the interview and you think that your education background or your education should qualify you, but the CEO looks at it and they don't think that that should qualify, but they should use your occupation. Well, if you didn't bring your occupational any documentation to prove that you have been working in this field for this long, how can they use that to benefit you? So it is in your best interest to bring both documents. Okay. The next document that you need to bring will be passports. Now you need to have passport to be on an airplane, unless you are exempted from getting passport. Let's say you are a stateless person. If you want to know more about what a stateless means, you can watch my video on, passport exemption for a stateless person. I've made a video about that. If you're a stateless person, then when you go for the interview, let the CEO know. But you must bring documentation to prove that you're a stateless person. So really, really watch that video. If you don't have a passport, you are a stateless person, go and watch that video to know about the documentations that you need to prove to show the CEO that you are a stateless person, so that the CEO will use a passport waiver to stamp your visa in. Okay. And the same goes for your derivative. If your child is a stateless person, if you are a stateless person and your child is a stateless person, please don't forget to mention this, because the visa needs to be stamped somewhere, and there's a passport waiver form that they can use for you, but you need to let the CEO know. Okay. And then before I go to the next important document as a single parent, you would need in order to go through this interview process, and in order for you to even travel outside your country with your child, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click the subscribe button, turn on the notifications so that whenever I drop a new video, you'll be alerted. Follow me on all social media platforms. But let's go to the next important document that you need to bring as a single parent. As a single parent, you need a signed declaration or authorization form or note that says that you are allowed to take the child outside of the country. The reason why this is very important for a single parent is that by US law, no parent has more right than the other. You as a mother, you don't have more right than the father of the child. Okay, so when you want to take your child outside of the country, the other parent, whether you the father, you are trying to take the child to the United States because you feel there are opportunities there, the other parent may not agree. They still have right. They have parental right, unless they have relinquished or they've given up their right. But so long as they haven't given up that right, they still have a say in where the child can go and cannot go. You, the mother or the father, your right does not supersede the other parent. Okay? So you as a single parent, if you are trying to travel with the other child, and when I say a single parent, I'm talking about somebody who's been raising their child on their own, or somebody who's divorced and raising a child. Okay, the custodial parent, meaning the one that the child lives with. So you might be a single parent through divorce. Maybe you're divorced and you have children. It doesn't mean that the other parent doesn't care for the child or anything like that. You seek permission from the other parent. So if the other parent is present in the child's life, you know who the parent is, their name is on the birth certificate, then you need to get permission. And the permission doesn't have to be something huge, something major. All they have to say, so they write a note, all that they have to say in the note is, I acknowledge that my son or daughter. So you decide if the child is a child, a daughter or a son. So if the child is a son, you said, I acknowledge that my son, you write the full name of that child, is traveling outside the country with, and then you put the name of the parent who is taking the child, with my permission. And then you write his name, sign, get it notarized, so that one parent doesn't just go and sit somewhere and forge the other parent's signature and stuff like that. No, get it notarized. So you can give this line to the other parent and tell them to write it and take it to notary public and let them notarize that letter. And then you take it with you to the embassy, okay? But if you are somebody who's you don't know who your child's father is, then obviously you cannot get this document. So for you, I'll have to do a little bit of research to find out what you can do as somebody. Your child's father is not in your life. They're somewhere. They don't want anything to do with the child. If the other parent is willing to do that for you, then go ahead and do that. But I have to do some more research to find out what you can do if the other parent is not in the child's life. If the birth certificate, you don't know who the father is, then you don't need to get anything. You don't need to get, because you don't know who the child's father is. If the child's father has passed away, then you should bring if you can get a death certificate, you can go to the death registry and then get a copy of his death certificate. If the mother has passed away, you can bring that, so that I will show that you don't need authorization. You are the only person who makes the decision for the child. You don't need another person's permission. Okay? So guys, I hope these things will help you to, prepare for your interview as a single parent. All right? But guys, if you're new to Greek Aluri process, please follow my Facebook page, Wafoi TV. Just for any immigration stuff, you can join my Facebook groups, Greek Aluri Africa, Greek Aluri Ghana, moving to America /Wafoi TV, Greek Aluri winners. If you want to join my WhatsApp group, Greek Aluri winners, you need to send me a proof of selection to my email at wafoitv@gmail.com so that I can verify you before I add you to the WhatsApp group. But guys, thank you so much for all your support and kindness. Watch my videos, share with your friends and families so that they will be all educated about the U.S. immigration process and not go through unnecessary troubles. All right? I love you, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye-bye.